This channel does not promote any violent, harmful, or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
Siddiqui actually said some difficult. Lordship, before your Lordship takes up these matters, I have a completely different thing to mention. Yesterday, my clerk was bitten by a dog in this precincts. Lordship, we have to call the Calcutta Corporation to impound some of these dogs. They have become a whole litter and they need to be neutered.
The problem is, madam, I found some of the employees
they feed them. We have to stop
Not
that.
only the employees, but some of the advocates also.
That is very unfortunate.
And this nemesis, my lord, is not there.
Lordship, this could also be a...
My lord, in fact, my lord, this nemesis is not there only in this high court prison. It is there in the entire city.
No, but I'm now talking
when I go for morning walk,
my clerk had to be rushed to ID hospital to take anti-rabies injection.
They will go.
See, the problem is street dog.
Anti-rabies can be given.
That has to be done.
So that's a very difficult process.
No, when I was the Registrar General, this thing was taken care of, and there are the NGOs who are taking care of, and they are dealing with the matter. Anti-rabies injections are given there. They are that sterilization process is also going on.
Your Lordship, my practical problem was I rushed him to Louis Pasteur. They said we are closed after 2 o'clock. I had to take him to infectious disease hospital because nobody else said we can give this injection. So, and thereafter also he has been told that he has to come back on regular intervals. He was going home, but he cannot go home because he has to be given intervals, the injection. Lordship, I'm just worried that this could happen to anybody, any of us. There was no reason for the dog to bite. He had passed the dog by, and yet it came and bit him, and very badly. Therefore, I was praying, Lordship, if necessary, I can move a petition also.
No, don't move a petition. You ask the clerk to give a representation to the Registrar General.
I will do that, and I will also inform the Calcutta Corporation advocate. If he is appearing before your Lordship, they can impound some of these. It's become a huge... It's the obligation of Calcutta Corporation. They neither neuter the dogs, nor do they impound them.
Living being.
Some of them are now found on the upper corridors also. They come up the stairs.
I am praying for short password.
No, ওটা ধরে নি অন্য কথা হচ্ছে
All right. Yes, please call.
এখন ধরে নি এই ধরেছে
Lordship, I am handing over to your Lordship. Your Lordship had desired on the last occasion that the orders that have been passed by your Lordship from time to time, I'm giving a copy to my learned friends also. Certain things your Lordship had given a lot of importance. One of them was creation of the Center of Excellence. They had come forward, the Additional Solicitor General had come forward to say that there is no difficulty in finding a center, but manpower management is an issue. Therefore, I was praying, Lordship, this issue particularly should be given some importance and a Center of Excellence.
No, before that, we'll just ask the Government Leader.
Your Lordship,
25th of April.
There are 3 directions passed by your Lordship upon
one, the 1,000 rupees. That is very...
The first aspect is on 2004 October, my lord, it was submitted on behalf of the union that they had disbursed a sum of rupees 10 crores. Your Lordship asked me to file a report as to how that rupees 10 crore has been utilized. Number 1. Number 2 is with regard to, my lord, procurement of 5 wheelchairs for the police hospital. And number 3 is with regard to increase of that monthly stipend of rupees 1,000. With regard to the first aspect, that is of rupees 10 crore utilization, my officer is coming, my lord, because we were under the impression it will be taken up. She is coming up with the utilization certificate. The entire money has been utilized for treatment, for procurement of medicines, for giving medicines. My lord, entire money, the utilization certificate is there. With regard to
if that is so, the madam's client also, she would have been a beneficiary.
Yes.
Like I can share that.
You give a copy of that report. Let them.
It is coming, my lord. He just told me that this is one. Secondly, is with regard to that procurement of 5 wheelchairs. My lord, they have floated a tender for this procurement of 5 wheelchairs. Inadvertently, I am told over phone, my lord, yesterday only. Instead of 5, my lord, they had floated the tender with regard to 3 wheelchairs. Now, my lord, today they are going to
wait. How much?
Your Lordship, unfortunately, your Lordship will see in one of the orders that they have said the wheelchair has already been arranged for, and now they are saying they are.
No. There is there is already 1 wheelchair. Further 5.
Why do you require a tender for 5 wheelchairs?
My lord, these are all government hospitals, my lord. For procurement, my lord, they have to. Well, they will get it. They will do it, my lord, as soon as they can, my lord. Within 10-15 days, my lord, they will get it.
They can go purchase it from open market
Yes.
under the expenses head.
Your lordship may kindly pass the order in that regard. They will do it.
See, these are all priority matters, sir.
No, it will be done. It will be done.
See,
My lord, in
government
fact, I'll tell you.
financial rules or rules of business of the government do permit in appropriate cases to waive such procedure. Like short tender, suppose the rule says that a minimum 30 days time should be given. A short tender notification stipulating lesser time limit can be floated.
Wonderful.
And in certain emergency situation, tender process itself can be done away with, and whoever is the regular supplier can be asked to supply on competitive rates. We pass an order. Then what about
that third aspect, my lord, with regard to that 1,000, my lord? Now, my lord, I have been told by the Social Welfare Department, because they were paying this amount, that across the board, for all the disabled persons, it is not only restricted to people suffering from muscular dystrophy or DMD. My lord, it is across the board for all the disabled persons. There is a scheme since 2020. My lord,
but see, sir,
Lordship
person with disability is different
from rare disease.
rare disease, my lord, they are also holding that disability card,
Right,
UDID.
correct.
So,
But then a person with disability, let us assume he has got some locomotor disability. He can be employed. He can be employed in the private or in the government, or he may be doing some business. But these are people who cannot do. They are all children.
subject to correction, even
Lordship, I will
my lord, they are, my lord, in regular life, they are also employed, my lord. It's not subject to
not
correction.
at all. My learned friend
Correction.
is wrongly
My lord,
informed.
in fact,
These
my lord,
are
rare
mostly
disease-
children.
Children,
They-
children are attending hospital, attending schools.
A lot of
Even they are
difficulty.
attending
That's
schools.
Some of the children are attending schools.
Not
all the
all of
children
them.
are not
Some
able
of
to
them.
attend the
Makes
schools.
I never said all.
তাহলে তুমি বলছো
Lordship,
সেটা বলো।
I humbly
You're not
pray
wrong.
মারামারি
that
করার
they
জন্য
should
আসেনি।
make.
But my learned friend, my lord, is always আমি বারবার বলছি এটা অ্যাডভার্সারিয়াল নয়, তুই
This
বলতে
is
চাস
not
সেটা
an
না।
adversarial
এই
litigation.
ছেলেটা সবসময় এটা
No,
করে।
no, আমরা কিন্তু আমাদের এটাও বলা দরকার।
বিকাশদার সঙ্গে না থেকে বাড়িদার সঙ্গে থেকে এটা হয়েছে।
মন্তব্য দেখো এটা তোমার মুখে মানায় না, তাহলে দাও। এই যে কথাটা বললে না, বিকাশদার সঙ্গে না থেকে বাড়িদার সঙ্গে হয়েছে, এটা দিস ইজ ভেরি আনফরচুনেট স্টেটমেন্ট লাইক এ সিনিয়র অ্যাডভোকেট লাইক ইউ।
তার কি করে বললাম?
ওই জন্যই অনেক কিছু হয়নি।
তার হয়নি।
তোমাকে বলতে হবে না কার কি হয়েছে না হয়েছে।
হয়নি, এটা বলা ঠিক হয়নি তোমার?
তো ঠিক হয়নি, তাহলে তুমি বলবে, তুমি শুনবে না?
হ্যাঁ, ও আমাকে পার্সোনালি অ্যাটাক করছে, বলছে
তুমি
তোমার অনেক কিছু হয়নি, তোমার জীবনে।
বলিনি তো,
হ্যাঁ,
রেকর্ডেড, এটা রেকর্ড হচ্ছে, বাড়ি গিয়ে শুনবে কি বলেছি।
কারণ তো টেন্ডার করার জন্য যা সব গালাগাল দিচ্ছে, টেন্ডার কেন হবে?
পেজিনেশন করেনি, এতগুলো পাতা পেজিনেশন করেনি।
কিসের টেন্ডার? দুজন হুইল চেয়ারে 5 লক্ষ টাকার উপরে দাও।
আমার কাছে কোনো হোয়াটসঅ্যাপ আছে?
বলছি আমার যে কোনো প্রায়োরিটি, যেরকম স্টেরয়েড মেশিন, এক্স্যাক্টলি
এটাই মূল কথা, তবে এটাই মূল কথা।
বসে আসার পরে হাতটা
দুটো আমাদের লিস্টের দিকে দুটো চলো।
And the fourth issue we pointed out was why 3-bed ICU unit should not be established in police hospital.
Police hospital,
You
and
please
they
state
should not be given to any other patients. It should be designated for these
3 beds.
Russia Mechanic takes my lord. I have one copy with the annexures. The other is without annexures.
Lordship. We are getting more and more.
I have the photographs.
Paperwork is being happening, but these particular children are dying.
আমারটা দাও।
There is a parent
Hello,
here.
hello.
He's an officer of this court. Lordship, he says
Well,
that by
Lordship,
10
kindly see
years
indoor
age, they cannot even use their hands, let alone walking. So they are different from other patients disability patients.
We will increase, we will say that the normal amount of stipend given with persons with disability shall not be made applicable in cases relating to people suffering from rare disease, because this is a very rare disorder and they are required to be treated as a class, separate class by themselves.
My lord, if your lordship kindly sees my report. My lord, rare disease, OPD, all the children with muscular dystrophy are clinically evaluated by multidisciplinary team of doctors from various departments. So these are the departments of IPGMR. The first clinical examination is performed after enrollment of COE under national policy. Routine blood test, imaging, all these are done. Genetic counseling, supportive therapy, dental checkup, and your lordship kindly sees indoor admission facilities, the next paragraph, my lord. The next headline. 8 beds for male and female patients with rare diseases kept reserved at the indoor ward of KPH for rare diseases, including muscular dystrophy. 5 beds are equipped with life support systems. 1 such bed is placed at the daycare center for children to manage any adverse reaction during infusion of drugs for rare diseases. In the annex to IPGMR, the emergency of KPH is merged with that of SSKM hospital main campus. Any rare disease patient attending SSKM hospital for emergency will be initially evaluated at SSKM hospital, and after initial stabilization, he or she will be admitted at SSKM hospital ward, CCU neurology, ICU, Ramrik hospital ICU, or at KPH indoor rare disease beds at priority basis. The admission in the respective wards, main campus, or the various annex hospitals will be subject to the availability of beds. The 24 hours on-duty doctors at indoor ward of KPH will be managing rare disease. The pediatric muscular dystrophy cases will be admitted at pediatric ward of PICU of SSKM hospital as per requirement. Then there is a programs.
So this police hospital is in the same campus.
It is next. Yeah.
Your lordship, one of the patients died because there was no availability of a bed in this hospital. They are not keeping these beds.
Here also they say so, subject to availability of bed.
Subject to availability. They might say come next day or day after. They don't have that time.
Sir, if you can consider at least 3 beds ICU in the police hospital itself, because otherwise we exclusively for this people with rare disease.
Well, this doctor who has written that this report, Dr. Shuchananda Mukherjee, she is the head of the department. She takes care of each and every. I have spoken to her and she had also attended Lordship's courtroom. She takes care of each and every person suffering with rare disease.
We are not attributing it that they are not doing, etc. We are trying to suggest so that you can upgrade the facility. We are only, we will take note of this.
From very first day, my lord, we have said, my lord, this is not an adversarial litigation. Whatever order,
not an adversarial litigation, but I would still like to
whatever orders come from your lordship, my lord.
I'm getting practical information of what is actually on the field.
No, we'll make that. We'll keep the recommendation alive.
Lordship.
Let them respond.
My lord, every time, my lord, whatever has fallen from lordship, whatever direction has come from my lordship, my lord, we have tried to, my lord, our best, my lord, to comply.
Right, first, we'll deal with this. Please come. We have heard so on. By order dated 25/4/2025.
Your lordship, before your lordship passes the order, there was another direction regarding giving steroids.
Thank you.
Now,
we'll complete this, madam. 25/4/2025, 4 issues were pointed out. The first of which being 4 issues were pointed out, namely, 1, as to how rupees 10 crores sanctioned and paid to IPGMER Kolkata has been utilized. The learned senior advocate appearing for the state submitted that his officer has prepared a report and the utilization certificate will also be placed before this court, and copy of which will be handed over to the learned advocate for the petitioner, who is entitled to respond to such note/certificate. The next aspect is with regard to the enhancement of stipend of rupees 1,000 paid to the patients of rare disease. The response of the state is that all persons with disabilities have been paid a monthly stipend of rupees 1,000, and same has been extended to persons suffering from rare disease. So far as persons suffering from rare disease are concerned, they cannot be equated to a person who is normally classified as a person with disability, though the person suffering from rare disease is undoubtedly a person with disability. However, the disability is more severe, as it is a degenerative disease. Therefore, the persons suffering from rare disease should be treated as a class by themselves, and the stipend of ₹1,000 should be increased, as this will be wholly inadequate. The court would suggest the stipend of ₹5,000 per person suffering from rare disease. In this regard, the appropriate authority of the state government is at liberty to respond by filing a report in the form of an affidavit. With regard to the other direction issued was with regard to providing wheelchairs, 5 mechanized wheelchairs, and the same was required to be procured within 7 days. This direction has not been complied with, and it is submitted on behalf of the state that inadvertently, instead of it's submitted by the state that tenders have been called for 3 wheelchairs, mechanized wheelchairs. It is not clear as to why the authority should resort to a tender process for procuring 5 mechanized wheelchairs, as undoubtedly the tender process is time consuming. The providing wheelchairs is a basic necessity, more particularly mechanized wheelchair, considering the condition of the patients suffering from rare disease. Therefore, the appropriate authority of the state government shall take an expeditious decision and ensure that the 5 mechanized wheelchairs are procured and supplied to the hospital not later than 13th of June 2024.
13th of June.
13th of June. The next aspect which was pointed out is that as to why a 3-bed ICU unit should not be established in the police hospital. The head of department, Department of Neurology, and nodal officer, COE of rare disease, IPGME and R, SSKM Hospital, Kolkata, along with professor and head of department, Department of Pediatric Surgery, and chairman of Rare Diseases Committee, IPGME and R -SSKM Hospital, Kolkata, have filed a report. With regard to, among other things, the following has been stated with regard to indoor admission facility. It is no doubt true that adequate facility has been provided in the SSKM hospital, stated to be in the same campus where the police hospital is situated. However, in terms of para C of the above report, para B of the above report, the admission of the patients will be subject to availability of beds. This being a common feature, it is the court can take judicial notice of the fact that there is overcrowding in the hospitals, and very often beds are not available. Therefore, this court suggested that a 3-bed ICU unit could be established in the police hospital exclusively to cater to the persons suffering from rare disease, apart from the facility available in the SSKM hospital and the other hospitals which are situated in and around the police hospital. This issue may be addressed adequately, and a report be submitted on the next hearing date. Then what else, madam?
Your Lordship, regarding the amount that my learned friend was saying, 1,000 rupees is given to all disability patients who are card holders. First and foremost, most of our clients are still not disability card holders. Lordship, I am saying that disability and rare disease are 2 different aspects. For rare disease, they should come with a policy to give money.
That's what we have said. See, a person
that
cannot be treated on par with a person with disability.
Lordship.
That we have said. But undoubtedly, a person with rare disease is also a disabled person.
Yes, they are disabled.
Vice versa, it may be correct. But for the purpose of stipend, he can't be compared with.
Yes, Lordship, I'm so grateful.
We have recommended 5,000, let them come back.
Lordship, now I was coming to the fact regarding steroids. Here they have said they're being given steroids regularly. But what we had tried to point out earlier occasions also, and your Lordships have recorded, that these particular patients have a lot of difficulty in coming. If they're asked to come every month, that itself is a big burden. We had said that supply us more quantities of this particular medicine, the steroid that is.
No, in this today's report, which paragraph deals with steroids?
Lordship, Lordship, there.
Supply of medicines, madam.
G.
Tablet so and so and
Tablet deflazacort.
The pharmacy of KPH on prescription. But it cannot be supplied more, my lord. It's based on the prescription, my lord. The dosages are based on prescription.
Every month you have to take.
Yes, it's based on prescriptions, my lord.
As per the body weight they're given, Lordship, that's a fixed amount. As per the body weight, if the body weight increases.
How often they should come for the review medical checkup?
They come after every 6 months. That is such a long period of time. There could be so much of disimprovement within that period.
No, see, 6 months, this tablet has to be taken every day, is it? Every day. So for 6 months, it will be a huge
6 months,
quantity.
I'm not asking.
Anyhow, if the patient need not come, the parent or somebody else can carry the prescription. Probably at a single point of time, we can ask them to supply 2 months dosage.
At least that will also
2
help.
months dosage means 60 to 65 tablets. If they in between, if they need not come to the hospital, then after the 2 months, if he is due for checkup, then the patient will
Then
come.
the patient.
Or the parent will come after 2 months.
Lordship would kindly record that the parents will be given, because that has been the difficulty. They will not give it unless the patient is there. That is what, if your Lordship passes an order, that the parents.
Patient has to be checked up.
No, if it's the
Patient
same
has
medicine being repeated.
Already been examined, and this particular drug has been prescribed. So what they say is, if the patient has to come once in 6 months for review, in between, for the purpose of getting the medicine alone, the patient has to come. Is it
It is so
required?
difficult.
No, because so that it is not misused.
No.
Somebody has come. Please.
But he has come with that.
It is necessary to monitor the health checkup or not before.
No, the thing is, madam, if the patient comes, in case an evaluation has to be done, because they have said, no, some blood test or DEXA or just dental checkup, that will help.
If Lordship, that is not.
Dr. Mukherjee,
welcome, madam.
She wants, whenever these medicines are given after a month, before giving these steroids, they want to check up the patients. That is why it is being given. It can be, but it can be given. It can be given for 2 months, but not.
Minimum period after you
Madam,
administer.
come in front.
Once you administer the medicine, whether it is there any fixed period that after a period of at least 1 month or 2 months only it is required that the patient should.
Ma'am, actually it should be given for a prolonged period, because it is a definitive drug as of now, because there is this drug which is gene therapy is exorbitantly costly, so it's not the standard care of therapy. So this drug deflazacort, this is routinely used for DMD cases, but it should be continued for a prolonged period if the patient can tolerate the drug. So it can be given for 2 months or 3 months, but before that we have to see the cases whether there is any side effect.
Professor, what we can do is, the patients are supposed to come, let us say, you have got a cycle once in 6 months or 3 months. Whatever is as per the doctor's advice, the patient will come with their parents for a routine checkup. In your report you have said. And you said, all right, continue.
Yes.
What they say is, if only 15 tablets are given, once again, so if you can consider giving 2 months dosage, and at the end of 2 months, probably the patient can travel with the parents. You make a small checkup, like you have said, immunization or dental checkup and supportive therapy, how it's going on. If the parents need any counseling, at that time, another 2 months you give. By then, that cycle will come. The 6th month or the 5th month, the patient will come.
Okay, sir. 2 months therapy, that can be done.
And one more thing, madam, we are suggesting 3-bed ICU in police hospital. We have seen your report, adjoining campus, etc. is there. But speaking for myself, at least on an average, I make about 5 to 7 requests to your hospital for admission of our staff members, our dependents, or near relatives. Because your pressure is so much on you that we don't deny at all. But the problem is, if suppose he is being taken to the SSKM ward or CCU neurology ward, and there are no beds available. If suppose some basic facility can be created.
Lordship, actually not basic. It's ICU facility. I've just been told his son, he's an employee of the Honorable High Court, his son has been suffering from DMD. He says that ICU facility is required because the first and foremost thing is oxygen. And oxygen.
No, oxygen has been provided in the police hospital.
High flow oxygen, which is available in ICU only. And it has happened that his son was very recently unwell. He had to send him to Peerless, which is a private nursing home, for 10 days in ICU. It's not only prohibitively expensive, it is also very difficult for many a patient to go.
Sir, in our order, have you said anything about that ICU? That we have already said, no? 3 bed, all right. We record our appreciation to Professor Dr. Sushanandra Mukherjee, Head of Department of Neonatology, Nodal Officer, COE of Rare Disease, IPGME and R, SSKM Hospital, Kolkata, who is personally present before us and explained the various procedures. We have suggested that that the tablet Defla DEFLA ZACORT, which is the approved therapy for DMD, be given to the patients to cover the dosage for minimum 2 months, and or otherwise, if the dose tablets which are dispensed are for a lesser period, then each time the patient needs to travel to the hospital, which is a Herculean task with persons suffering from rare disease. Therefore, it is our suggestion that the drug can be dispensed to cover the dosage for a minimum of 2 months. 2 months. It is thereafter, after the expiry of 2 months, the concerned patient shall come to the hospital for evaluation, and upon evaluation, the drug can be dispensed for a further period of 2 months. In the preceding paragraph, we have stated about the need to establish at least a minimum 3-bed ICU in the police hospital. This is so required because high-speed oxygen is required for the patients, and in the event there is no beds available in the SSKM hospital main campus, then the patients will be put to irreparable hardship. One of the parents of the patient is present in court, who happens to be an employee of the High Court, and he has stated that his son recently became very sick, and since no ICU bed was available, he had to admit his son to a private hospital and was kept in the ICU for 10 days, and the cost incurred was very high and unmanageable. Therefore, the suggestion which has fallen from this court may be considered by the authorities.
Center of Excellence.
And in which order we stated about Center of Excellence?
Your Lordship, I just had a talk with Dr. Mukherjee. She tells me one positive thing is that one Center of Excellence has been opened within this last month in Manipur, in Imphal. Lordship, what we were praying, ultimately we would want one in every state, because a person from Orissa is also coming to Calcutta, a person from Arunachal Pradesh is also coming to Calcutta, long distances, bearing the expenses, because transport, as long as they don't have a disability card, they are not given the expenses for traveling, neither the parent nor the patient. And it is a very difficult procedure to bring that very disabled person.
But then,
One has been opened in Manipur. If one could have been opened, Lordship, I was humbly praying.
no, SSKM is a center of excellence.
One, that was the only one in the entire eastern region. Now, she says within the last month, another center of excellence has been opened in Imphal.
But AIMS Kalyani is not a center of
No,
excellence.
sir.
It does not have the
Sorry,
infrastructure.
Mr. Chakraborty.
AIMS is still under the infrastructure development. All these things are not developed as
Because recently also, one of my staff's brother-in-law developed a severe complication. AIMS Kalyani couldn't treat him. He was brought here 10 days. He didn't survive. So they said they couldn't manage.
Your Lordship had passed orders regarding school. It worked like miracle. That particular if Your Lordship passes an order regarding them to seriously consider this issue of center of excellence, creation of center of excellence, I'm sure they will be taking up the matter.
Then let this matter come on record in the form of in which please read that relevant order
Lordship,
where we made an observation.
The very first order, 17/4/2023. Learned additional solicitor, the very first page, to provide necessary information whether other centers of excellence in addition present can be established.
By order dated 17/4/2023, we had requested the learned additional solicitor general to provide necessary information whether other centers of excellence in addition to the present located in Kolkata can be established in other parts of the state of West Bengal. Response was given, and we are informed that very recently a center of excellence has been opened in Imphal, Manipur state. What are the parameters to be considered for opening a center of excellence?
So that is a guideline in the initial stage of the policy that Minister of Health and Minister of Health, Government of India, in consultation with every state with their requirements, they shall decide the issues. It also framed from Your Lordship on the last occasion, possibly kindly remember, whether a center of excellence can also be started at North Bengal. So it could not be because of some other.
So each state will have only one center.
At present,
IPJ. Entire Eastern India had one, and now the second one is opened in Manipur.
That depends on the
Bihar, Orissa, all the northeastern states.
Center of excellence is created on the question and demand of this muscular dystrophy patients. If there is no muscular dystrophy patient, there is no question of center of excellence opening and functioning on.
But there are a good number of patients in West Bengal.
Rare disease, not just muscular.
Then this issue whether center of excellence can also be continued in other states, in other places. There might be some credential with the Ministry of Health.
Now, suppose the Ministry of Health requires a proposal from the state government. We can ask them to consider and make a proposal.
Yes, yes. That is
they'll have to give statistics
of the patients.
Yes. They say it is not only from the state of West Bengal, but the neighboring states. So, probably Arunachal Pradesh, they may go to Imphal in future. But what about Jharkhand? What about Orissa? The other... Bihar, Sikkim.
All of these.
So the original policy of treating this type of patients,
Meghalaya.
Started, yes, that may reflect. That is not at present with me.
I'm told by Dr. Mukherjee that Patna AIMS is in pipeline, but it has not been finalized as yet by the central government.
It will take a lot of time, sir.
Patna AIMS has better facility, I'm told.
Because most of the time, the land issue itself gets prolonged. In fact, I did the public interest petition with regard to AIMS Madurai. State government was not cooperating at that time. Then we had to issue a direction. Then only the land got allotted. Then now construction has started and departments have started functioning. I think the first set of MBBS students have also been, it's a teaching institution also. Now, how to start this process? Let us say, probably it's not feasible now. If we start the process.
Sir, I shall come back on the next occasion after perusing the initial policy which wanted treatment of this muscular dystrophy.
The learned additional solicitor general of the muscular examine the policy frame including by the central government with regard to establishment of centers of excellence, more than one center of excellence in a state, and assist the court as to what directions can be issued so that another center of excellence can be established in the state of West Bengal, since the court is informed that not only patients from West Bengal come to the center of excellence, but also from the neighboring states such as Orissa, Jharkhand, Bihar, Sikkim, etc.
Your Lordship, as early as 22nd April 2023, Your Lordship had passed an order that the state government is to identify any hospital or institution situated in the northern part of the state which can be recognized as a center of excellence. Such exercise is to be carried out within 6 months from the date of passing of the order.
No, they say unless it falls within the policy guidelines, nothing. Let ASG get some inputs.
The government to find a consensus to put it from
in the report to be filed by the appropriate authority of the state government, the number of persons suffering from rare disease as per the records maintained by the hospital shall be made known in the said report. Now, some direction issued by the Delhi High Court has been stayed by the Supreme Court.
Lordship had recorded that on the last occasion. So I'm not saying anything on that. I had earlier said about, but I'm only talking of issues which can be covered by this.
23. But
if Delhi High Court had said nothing regarding creation of Center of Excellence.
17/4/2023.
That is what I have recorded.
Which we love, actually. So we will adjourn it after vacation. So Lordship, just one more thing. Lordship, regarding the wheelchair, there was an issue. They are saying, the clients are saying that it is not just the hospital. Patients require, some of them require this mechanized wheelchair. Whether the government can sponsor at least
in their home.
Oh, for them to be used in their respective residence,
they have
schools.
To be carried. Otherwise, they have to be physically carried. Some of them cannot.
They can't provide. Probably we can ask them to consider a subsidy. What will be the cost of a mechanized wheelchair?
According to my information, 1,20,000.
1,20,000.
We have issued 3 tender notices. But according to the procedure, at least there must be 3 tenderers. But every time 2 tenderers are passed.
Sukharji will take. There have been cases which have come to this court where you have blatantly violated this procedure. If it chooses you, you will violate. If it doesn't suit you, you will say that this is the procedure. Value of the work, I will tell you the case number and the district. The value of the work demanded a tender to be floated. You split up the work in such a manner to get over the government order, and the entire family was awarded the tenders. I say with utmost seriousness. The entire family, the husband, the wife, the brother-in-law, the brother-in-law's wife, the son of the husband's brother, they were all given the tenders, splitting it, saying that each tender notification, there is a threshold value, like 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 1 crore. It purposely brought down 1,000 rupees from the threshold value and issued it. That is the part. Your rules of business of the state provide for emergency powers. This is emergent.
My lord has already passed the order, my lord.
So therefore, please be gracious enough. Yes. The second aspect is we can suggest that for the purpose of procuring, see, you are giving the medicines free. You are giving the treatment, assessment, etc. free. And if a subsidy can be given to the persons to purchase, they will purchase with their own money.
Yes.
Then with the bill they will submit. You give them some subsidy.
That will be a very...
Subsidy is a well-known concept, sir. In fact, even in the case of petrol pumps, when you have a canopy and some decoration, etc. What the oil company does is, let us assume 50 lakhs you spend, they will give you a 10 or 20% subsidy. Secondly, for tanker trucks, if you are a petroleum oil dealer and you want to purchase tanker truck and give it to the oil company, they will give you a subsidy on the loan obtained. Incentive scheme. How many cases Mr. Siddiqui has argued and lost?
All the cases.
All cases lost. 2 more is now there after vacation will come. So how many incentive schemes and who are the beneficiaries? They are the biggest corporate houses in the state of West Bengal.
We cannot dispute it. We have lost in all cases.
But what they did was they
Any statistic was I lost all the cases.
no, these big corporate houses established those industries in remote backward areas, generated employment, etc. You gave them the subsidy. So you can consider. Another suggestion which has fallen from the learned advocate appearing for the petitioner is that the person suffering from rare disease would require the assistance of a mechanized wheelchair, which will enable them to move around within the house or in their locality. The court suggests that the appropriate authority of the state government may consider whether a subsidy can be given for the purchase of wheelchairs, the mechanized wheelchair, and the cost to be initially borne by the parents or persons suffering from rare disease, and upon production of the payment invoice, subsidy can be released. This aspect shall also be covered in the report which has been directed to be submitted.
Lordship is fixing the matter after the.
We will fix it on 27th because ASG has to obtain the policy.
And we shall also file a report.
Liberty is granted to the petitioner to file report /
Very grateful to your Lordship.
Sorry,